Hey everyone, grace and peace. My name is Paul Dazet. Welcome to Paul Dazet Live, Pastor Paul Live. Hopefully, this will be our Wednesday rhythm here, praying we can get into it, where I just share a devotion on this Wednesday. It's the middle of the week. Sometimes we just need to be lifted up, right? So, hey, I am the pastor of Sandy Hook United Methodist Church in Columbus, Indiana. And this, my friends, is my messy office. I I could turn around and show you there are books everywhere um, because I'm trying to sort them, put them in alphabetical order, and I have a book problem. I collect books, I read books way too much, and so my office is just there's stacks of books everywhere. As I'm trying to get them. I think I'm in the A's and B's right now on one shelf, and so anyway. All that being said, messy office, messy books, messy life. I think, I don't know if you're like me, but life sometimes gets messy. Life sometimes gets out of control, chaos. It's just the way things are, right? Well, today I'd like to invite you on a journey. Invite you on a journey somewhat out of the mess to a journey in which we are being transformed. Doesn't necessarily fix the messes, but allows us to look at the messes with a different perspective. Allows us to be transformed. So when we are in a mess or we see a mess, we're able to see it for what it truly is and don't freak out about it. Anyway, I'd like to invite you on a journey of spiritual formation. I remember the first time I heard that phrase, I was taking a class with Dr. Doug Van Ness, who has been a mentor for years. He's the one who laid hands and prayed over me at my ordination. And I was taking a class on discipleship, and we were reading this book, Invitation to a Journey, um, a roadmap for spiritual formation. Now, as a pastor, I heard the word discipleship, 20 some years, we use those words, but spiritual formation was a new phrase. And in this book, the author, Robert Mulholland Jr., defines spiritual formation as a process, let me get right to page here, of being conformed to the image of Christ for the sake of others. And I love that definition, but I tweaked some words to create my own definition. So I gave him complete credit here. But this is the definition that I use, and it's different than others. But this is the way that I understand this journey. Spiritual formation is the journey of being transformed, being changed. Metamorphosis is the word there in Greek, into the image of Christ, to be like Jesus, for the sake of others, for other people. That's the purpose of it. And I think that definition is really good. Let me talk about each section here for a second. The journey. It is not a quick fix. We live in a culture of instant gratification. We love to be able to snap our fingers and binge anything, and then have some sort of fulfillment at the end of it. But this transformation is something that takes our entire life. It's something that happens piece by piece, step by step, through the power of the Spirit. So we're on this journey of being transformed, being changed from the inside out, uh, then that transformation it's the work of the Spirit. It's not our work, even though we put ourselves into the hands of God through spiritual practices to the image of Christ. Now, this is such an important concept. This is the image of Jesus, and every person on the planet is created in the image of God. Every single person. And so all of us are created in the image of God, but because of our brokenness, our woundedness, and our sin, that image gets distorted or clouded, or maybe deformed. And so this journey is become that image of Christ becomes clearer again or restored in us so that we're able to be Christ-like, but really to be the way that we are created to be the people we are created to be purely human, truly human, like Jesus, who is our model, the Son of Man, or the human one of what it means to be a human being. And so it's a journey, step by step by step, with other people, being transformed or formed or conformed to the image of Christ, to be Christ-like, to become who we're created to become more and more like love for the sake of other people. Because the way that God works is through people. And so as God's changing us to become loving, then we share that love outward, and then we become part of other people's spiritual formation process. Um, and so that is the journey that I am on, and I invite you to go on with me. It's a journey uh, uh, from the mess, the perspectives of living constantly in the mess and allowing that mess to uh, deform us or bring us down. It's a journey to become the people that God created us to become more loving, to become more patient, more kind, so that in the mess, God doesn't necessarily take the mess away because we're all broken and live in a broken world, but He allows us to see the mess for what it truly is. I know that all of these books around me that, believe me, frustrate me to no end, have a space, have a place. And over a long journey, and it's going to take me years probably, and I have to stop buying books if I'm really going to accomplish this task, then those books are going to go where they need to be. They're going to find their place. So, I'm able to see that for what it truly is. Now, how about you? What journey are you on? Are you on a journey of spiritual formation, becoming like Jesus, becoming the person you're created to be, so that allows you to look at the messes of life with the perspective of love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, and self-control? Or are you like me? Sometimes you look at the messes and go, freak out. Um, it's an invitation. It's an invitation that was given to me many years ago by Dr. Doug Van Ness to not just be a nominal, typical Christian, but to be changed. I mean, God desires to forgive us of our sins, but He also desires to transform us, to change us to be the people He created us to be. So that's my invitation for this Wednesday. Now, our church, 57 people have registered for this course called Practicing the Way, practicingtheway.org. It is a free 8-week course, and it is a way to learn more about spiritual formation by the author and presenter, John Mark Comer, and his friends. He wrote a book called Practicing the Way, which is a primer in spiritual formation. It's all free. It's all on YouTube. And I invite you to journey with me. Now, if you're a part of Sandy Hook United Methodist Church and you're not taking the course, that is totally cool, because I get it. Life is crazy. I encourage you to watch the videos, watch the YouTube videos, and I'll post the videos in the comments underneath here. So if you're interested, you can go and watch them on YouTube. But I invite you into a journey. And the journey is not a program. The Practicing the Way course is just a way to get us started. But I really believe this is what God has called us to, not just to go to church, go through the rhythms of life, and really not get any more loving by the end of our life. He invited us to be different, to be a disciple, not a Christian, but a disciple, an apprentice of Jesus. So I invite you on the journey. I hope you have a great Wednesday, everybody. I hope it is full of abundant life, because that's what God created you for. Grace and peace.